Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am teacher Ida Murni Jamari from YMS EduTech Learning Hub. Inshallah, we help students to improve in math and science by 2 grades in less than 3 months. Alhamdulillah, tonight we will be revising another PSLE math heuristic, and that is equal concept. In equal concept, it is a form of heuristic in which students must compare between two fractions that are of equal quantity. However, at times, in some questions, which I will share with you later, it does not appear in fraction form. It can appear in ratio, percentage, or even decimals. Okay, so for equal concept, what are some of the important things that students need to know? Okay, so first, student needs to know what makes a problem or a heuristic problem an equal concept type of question. Okay, so students can identify certain keywords such as equal or same as. However, some equal concept heuristics will not test students on equal as well as same as keywords. Other higher order thinking equal concept question involve keywords such as twice, thrice. But tonight, I'm just going to focus on problem sums of equal concept, which talks about equal as well as same as stage. Okay, so these are some of the keywords that students can identify in the problem for them to conclude that the heuristic is talking about equal concept type of question. Okay, so just now I mentioned equal concept type of question, just like the previous two heuristics that we went through, the remainder concept as well as the repeated identity. It may not just appear in fraction form. It can also appear in decimals, ratio, and percentage form. Okay, so it comes in fraction form, ratio, decimal, or percentage. But students do not need to worry as when they are not being tested. When they are not being tested using fraction, but they saw decimal and percentage. So I'm going to share with you how students can convert the decimal and percentage into fraction so that the problem solving becomes simple, becomes just like how they solve for equal concept involving fraction. Okay, so how to solve equal concept question? So students can either solve by model method or by unitary method. So tonight I'm going to share with you how to solve an equal concept question, and I will show you how to solve the question both by model method as well as unitary method. Okay? Okay, so let's start now. So let's read the question together. Ready? Andrea had $600 more than Becky. Andrea spent 0.8 of her money and Becky spent 75% of her money. In the end, Becky and Andrea had the same amount of money left. Find the amount of money Andrea had at first. Okay, so what are the important keywords here? So important keywords, Andrea had $600 more than Becky. Okay, then Andrea spent. Whenever students see such keywords, spent, give away, bought, or sold, okay, all these are what we can categorize as words that talk about changes that took place. A change has taken place. Okay, Andrea spent 0.8 of her money and Becky spent, another keyword that talks about a change involved, spent 75% of her money. In the end, Becky and Andrea had the same amount of money left. So this is the keyword that shows that this is equal concept type of problem, the word same. So when did they have the same amount of money? In the end, after they have spent. Okay. So what are we asked to find? Find the amount of money Andrea had at first. So we are interested in Andrea's money at first. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to solve this using model first, model drawing first. Okay, so can I stand here? Okay, so Andrea had $600 more than Becky. Andrea spent 0.8 of her money. Okay, so I mentioned that whenever students see decimal or percentage, what they can do first is to convert these values into fraction. Okay, so we're going to convert 0.8 into fraction. What will it be? 8 out of 10. Okay, but always deal with lowest term. So into simplest form, what will this be? 8 out of 10? 4 out of 5, thank you. Okay, I have my daughter here as a viewer, so she helped me to answer this. Okay, and Becky spent 75%. Okay, so 75% change to fraction, what do we get? 3 out of 4, thank you. Okay, so we have changed our decimal and percentage into fraction. Right, so now we can start. But when do we start, or how do we start to draw the model? Okay, the trick to equal concept type of question, we draw model at the points when the two people, Andrea and Becky, have the same amount of money. And when was that? That was when they had left, okay, after they had spent. Okay, so I'm going to draw the model starting from this point. So Andrea, Becky had the same amount of money left. So their model will be of the same length. Left. Okay? So now we work backwards. Okay, so the statement before this, Andrea spent 4/5 of her money. So Andrea spent 4/5 of her money. Andrea spends this much. Spends 4 units, which means she had 1 unit left. Okay? And Becky spent 3/4 of her money. So Becky spent 3 units. So she was left with 1 unit. Okay? So what do we have here now? Okay, so looking at this model, the amount of money left for both girls or both women, they were the same. 1 unit, 1 unit. Okay? And then looking at our model, Andrea spent 4 units, Becky spent 3 units. Okay, so this is a nicely crafted question such that we can easily see the difference between Andrea's amount of money and Becky's amount of money was 1 unit. Okay? 3/4, 4/5. Okay, so it says Andrea had $600 more than Becky. So what does it mean? That means 1 unit was $600. Correct? Okay, so what are we interested in? How much money did Andrea have at first? So how many units did Andrea have at first? What was the total number of units at first? 5 units. So 5 multiplied by $600. So final answer, $3,000. Okay. So this is how we solve equal concept using model drawing. Okay, I repeat, when students know that this is equal concept type of question, so start drawing model where the points when both quantities have equal value, okay, which in this question, in the end, they had the same amount of money left. So label left, left. All right? Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to solve using unitary method. Okay, ready? Okay, so by using unitary method, so I mentioned that there was a change involved. So for unitary method, we need to write down a table before, change, after. BCA stands for before, change, after. Okay, and two people are involved here. Andrea is to Becky. Okay, so just like model drawing, we work from where they had equal amount of money. So here, in the end, they had the same amount of money left. So in the end, that is after here, each one of them had 1 unit each. Okay, some students ask me, but teacher, can I put 2 units? Yes, you can put 2 units. If you put 2 units for Andrea, you must also put 2 units for Becky, because in the end, they have equal. These two are equal in the end. Okay? Okay, so now we work backwards. So Andrea spent 4/5 of her money. So the change for Andrea was 4 units. So at first, Andrea had 5 units. Alright? Then Becky spent 3/4. So the change involved for Becky was 3 units. So at first, Becky had 4 units. Okay? So looking at this table, Andrea had $600 more than Becky. So Andrea had 5 units, Becky had 4 units. So the difference is 5 minus 4, which is 1 unit. 1 unit is $600. We are interested in Andrea had at first. So Andrea had at first 5 units. 5 multiplied by $600. This is $3,000. $3,000. Okay. So I hope you find this revision useful to help you revise on equal concept. This video is applicable to primary 5 students as well, because primary 5 students have also started learning on equal concept. Alright, so please share this video with those who will be sitting for PSLE or who will be sitting for end of year primary 5 exam, inshallah. Alright, so if you have any comments, any question, you can drop us a message. Inshallah, I'll see you again tomorrow, inshallah, whereby I'll be sharing with you a revision topic on PSLE Science. I'm teacher Idamruni Jawari once again from YMS EduTech Learning Hub. Hurry to success. Good night. Assalamualaikum.